Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal Show. Did I catch you off guard there, Denise?
Yeah, it was really loud for a second.
Yeah, you're like, what?
That was.
What? Hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving. We're back in action this week. I got co-host Denise. What's up, Denise? How was your holiday?
It was good. Very quiet.
Yeah.
But it was good.
It was kind of nice staying at home, I thought, for once.
Yeah.
Just chilling with the family.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everybody missed going and doing their big family stuff. Some of us still did, but it was kind of nice sitting at home and eating turkey in my pajamas. Yeah. Plenty of expansion room.
Right?
And then we got Heisenberg. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right. How was your Thanksgiving?
All right, don't answer me. Hey, Matt. How are you?
I answered you. You didn't hear me?
No.
Sure.
Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Come on, bro.
It was good. It was good. A lot of turkey. A lot of
Hey,
ham.
You had ham?
Yeah.
You
Son
didn't?
of a bitch. I didn't have ham. No, we never have ham at Thanksgiving. It's turkey
We had
day.
turkey and ham, man.
Yeah.
Ham is for Christmas. You guys are freaking amateurs.
No, we're
No, that sounds
smart.
good.
We're smart. We got ham
whatever.
on Thanksgiving and ham on Christmas.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. You got me on that one. But we got an awesome guest tonight. Met him on Facebook. Finally got to meet him last year, a couple months ago at MadCon.
Mhm.
Mr. Matt Warner from Warner Paranormal. How you doing, man?
I'm alive as of this moment, still here.
Apartment's not on fire,
No
nothing like
flames
that.
yet.
No, it smells more like the air fryer right now, so we're good.
Cooking up some hot dogs or what?
Oh man, tater tots.
Nice.
Nice.
There you
Nice.
go. Well, now I want some tater tots.
And ham.
Yeah.
Ham wrapped tater tots.
Mm,
I might as well get the food talk out of the way because it always
right?
happens.
I
Oh,
love
is
it.
John on?
John is on.
Yeah, he's already on asking
Yeah.
what we eat. And I got Holly Miner asking me, Goose, you don't make both? No, we don't make both.
You need to start.
All right, fine. Jesus Christ.
We just get turkey also. I don't get that ham treatment either.
Yeah, all right, good. Maybe it's just jealousy. Maybe that's what my problem is.
Right?
You guys get two meats? Come on.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah, right?
I could figure out how to stick the ham inside the turkey. That'd be a lot better for ham kit.
Nice. Oh my gosh. So
There's Erin. Hey, girl.
what's
Took her
up,
long
Aaron? How you
enough.
doing?
Right.
What's up, Mr. Brian? What's up, Billy? What's up, Mr. Ward?
Hey, Mr. Santori, Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony, what's up, buddy?
Tony.
The whole mafia's here.
Be on our best behavior.
Yeah, right. So, let's get to know Mr. Warner a little bit here. I see you in the paranormal circuit. What is your origin story? What got you into this whole thing?
Oh, I know Erin loves this because Erin's my girlfriend, so
Okay.
and she's my biggest supporter. And she was giving me shit last. Can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should have asked first, huh?
No, you can't fucking say that here.
Yeah, no.
So she gave me shit last night. She's like, I could do these interviews for you because I know your stories. I said, well, that's fine. You can step it up anytime you want. But no, so I'll for the few of you that don't know, when I was growing up, I grew up a fan of horror movies from a very young age. My Nana was really good to me and would buy me anything I wanted with no questions asked. No filters, no nothing. It didn't matter what I wanted, I would get. So growing up, when I was little, I would watch horror movies at her house on VHS, for those of us that had those growing up.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember loving the feeling of being scared. And, grew up with horror movies and the movies like Ghostbusters and things. And then as the TV shows like Unsolved Mysteries and Sightings started coming out, and they would have ghost episodes and things like that, and I'd be like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. And as a kid, I had a couple of unexplainable experiences, nothing earth shattering that I was like, oh my God, it was a ghost, but you scratch your head and think nothing of it. And as I got older, I started watching the shows, and then like Ghost Hunters came out, and I said, "Oh, you can actually do this. Like this thing, it's not just Ghostbusters the movie where they, got these containment units and stuff." Okay. So then I started researching more and buying books and going to the library because we had to do that. We didn't have Google and all that fun stuff that the kids, these lazy ass kids now have. It took a lot of work back then,
Yeah.
So I would just read as much as I could, all the Hans Holzer books and all my local legends up in Massachusetts and New England. And I would just try to find all that I could and go check these places out. And when I was about 19 years old, I had the experience that changed me for the better. And there was a road, it's still there, a road near me about 20 minutes from where I live that was one of those legend roads. And it cuts through what was former Native American land. It's reservation land now, and conservation. You can't develop it. But if you could see something there, it was seen there. It was Bigfoot. It was UFOs, aliens, all sorts of cryptids, gigantic thunderbirds, hitchhikers, ghost women, all that stuff. So this road, the first half of it, has all these affluent homes, like $1 million houses, real nice. And then the second half of the road, which is about a half a mile long, cuts through to another cut-through road, and that's just a narrow road right through the woods. So I would estimate about 100 times or more I drove up and down this stupid road just hoping for something. Like, something happened. Nothing ever happened, So one night, it was January. It was a warm January, no snow or rain on the ground, anything dry. My buddy and I were driving down there at night, and he was kind of a chicken shit anyways. Probably still is. And I was driving with him down there, and I said, "You know what? I think I want to stop in the middle of the road tonight, and like turn the lights off and stuff." He's like, dude, don't do that. Don't do that." Sure, buddy, I won't do that to you. I promise. We're good friends. I won't do that to you. So what we would do is we would cruise down this road, go to the end, turn around, and go back. So you get like a 2-for-1 deal. So you get 2 shots at something. So we're cruising down the road, driving slow, get the windows down because it's really nice out. And it just doesn't feel different, but the air feels very calm. Get to the end, we turn around, and I'm about the halfway point through the desolate part of the road, bringing my foot on the brake pedal and slowly come to a stop. And he's like, "Dude, what are you doing? Don't do this." I say, don't worry about it, right? No big deal. I come to a complete stop. I turn the lights off. The second I turn the lights off, directly in front of my truck, I see 2 hands on the hood, arms up to about here, white gown. Never saw the face because I freaked out so much I flipped the lights on as fast as I could. Now, I floored it. My truck will not move. The ground is dry. There's nothing in the way. It will not move. It's just standing there as if it's being held by whatever the hell I just saw. I'm bugging out. He's bugging out next to me. After what seems like an eternity, the truck is released, but it doesn't go straight. It goes like it was shoved to the side. Now I'm fighting the wheel, trying to get it back on the, stay straight on the road, going about 60 miles an hour at this point. My buddy's screaming, "Don't do this, don't do this." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not doing this. I can't control this. I have nothing. I can't do this." I get control at the last second before we slam into a tree. We cruise through this neighborhood at Mach 3 speeds to get the hell out of there. And we don't stop until we're on Main Road. Like, we get out to Main Road and we kind of pull over, and I'm like looking at him. I was like, "What'd you see?" He said, "Dude, I saw a woman in a white dress holding your truck." And I said, "That's exactly what the hell I saw." And that changed me. That was like, all right, well, there's definitely some shit out there I don't know about. And now I really want to know about it. And I know he's never been back down that road. And that was 20 years ago. I've been down once or twice, but it was years before I went back down there. That was life-changing for me. And it's, it sounds all Hollywood and all that crap, but it happened.
Yeah. That's a good story.
That's
an origin story.
I appreciate that. I know Erin probably muted me during that because she's so sick of hearing it. But that's my origin story. It's kind of like my Wolverine. That's my origin story.
There you go.
That's a good story.
That's
I would
crazy.
flip the fuck out.
Right?
Erin said, "Cool story, bro."
Cool.
So where do you go from there? I mean, are you the kind of guy like us where we kind of hit the more notable haunted locations, or do you try to find, or do you do any home investigations?
I've done a few residential and commercial things, but it's not my cup of tea. If someone comes to me for help, by all means, I'm going to try to help best I can. And if I can't, I'll pass it along to someone more inclined. Yeah. unpopular opinion, I do ghost hunting for myself. I don't do it for anybody else. I don't do it to help people. I don't do it. I my day job, I help people. I help people every day. I'm a personal trainer. I make their lives better.
Yeah.
Ghost hunting is my hobby, my very expensive but fun hobby that I enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
And this past year or so, I've taken the blinders off and I've looked at it differently. I said, I'm doing this for myself now. I'm not going to try to put out evidence to prove anything to anyone because I really don't give a shit about other people's opinions.
Right.
This is for my memoirs, my life full of memories that I can tell my stories, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, it is so much more fun now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just enjoying life. And I like the big places. I like the unknown places. I like urban exploration, just abandoned, decrepit stuff out in the middle of nowhere. I like all of it.
Yeah.
I don't pigeonhole myself into one corner or whatever. I'll tell you right now, I am the laziest ghost hunter on earth. I will not edit a thing. I will not I'm gonna slap something together on iMovie because I'm not gonna. It just won't happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go out on Facebook Live all my investigations that I can. People watch. If you see a ghost, congratulations. It was free. And I move on.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome. Actually, I love that opinion. That's kind of that's pretty close to the same path our group Dark Alley has taken. I mean, I started off into another group. I swear to God, his only intention was to go everywhere and just debunk everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to prove that stuff wasn't paranormal. You know, I would try to bring other types of equipment into the loop and experiment a little, get a little bit of the metaphysical side of things and do a little bit of research with that. Just experiment. And he wasn't into it. I'm like, I can't be a part of this anymore.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not trying to document. I mean, we're trying to document evidence, but we're doing it for ourselves. We don't put our stuff out there really. We don't, you know, it's our own stuff. We do it for ourselves and just to answer our own questions.
And the stress is gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
You know,
we're going to try to do a documentary, but it's probably going to be, it's not going to be like other documentaries. Probably we're just doing it for ourselves. That too, you know, it's going to be something fun for us to do for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I keep getting asked to do documentaries, which is great because I don't have to do anything. I just have to show up. That's what I'm good at. I'm very punctual. I'll be there. I'll have a good time with you, and then I go home. A couple months later, I'll be happy with the documentary. That's all that I can do for you. But it's a perfect world, and I couldn't be happier the way things have been going. I was on a team prior to starting Warner Paranormal a couple of years ago, and there was too many cooks in the kitchen, and everybody wanted to do different things. You couldn't get half the team together. So I was like, dude, I know what I want to do. I started my team, just my daughter and I at the time, so we can just go out and have a good time. And she's not going to give me any lip because she can't. She's my daughter. So, listen. And I rounded it out with one of my best friends and her fiance, and now the four of us, we work well. They don't mind. They're not as available as I am to travel and do all the things I do, and they're not jealous when I do that. They know that it's good for the whole brand. So they're very supportive. I've found that flow, and everything is perfect right now.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. That is putting a bit of a damper on a lot of things. I mean, you know, a lot of the events that we're used to going to every year not happening. Luckily, we're just able to pull off MadCon. I mean, a couple events have gone off without a hitch, but you know, it just
awesome.
Yeah.
Aaron asked for you about your favorite piece of equipment to use during investigations. Just kidding. Ask about Ameline.
So she's being an ass because she knows I love using dowsing rods more than anything, and she hates them. She thinks they're the most boring thing on earth. But again, they're for me. They're not for her.
Right.
But yet she'll still sit and watch every friggin' thing I do. So she can knock it off. I want to say hi to everyone else that's been saying hello. I didn't want to interrupt, but yes, hello.
Oh, go for it.
So Ameline is this ball here. What is that?
What is that noise?
What?
As soon as I mentioned it, you hear all that noise? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Is somebody's heat on or something?
No.
Mine ain't because I had to turn it off.
My heater just turned on. I'm sorry. I'm like right next to my furnace. Sorry.
That was super creepy. He's about to talk about the doll.
I'm sorry.
Was like perfect timing.
That's why I have these on.
All right, so this gal.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she has more energy attached to her than anything else that I own. And the story behind her is she was left in a friend's pickup truck in the back seat. He didn't know. He doesn't know how long it was there. And one day he saw it and he goes, "What the hell is this thing?" So he called me up and he said, "I know you deal with weird shit. It was left in my truck. Can you come and get it?" And I said, "Absolutely, I'll get it, because why not?" So he said, "All right, let me talk to my wife. We're going to figure this out and I'll get back to you." I said, "All right." I didn't hear from him for maybe a month or so, maybe 2 months. I totally forgot about the doll. And he called me one Saturday morning. He said, "If you want that, I need you to come get it now or I have to burn it." All right. I said, what's happening? So in the period of time he had it, he left it in his truck. He never took it out. His mother, I think it was his mother-in-law, passed away. His best friend committed suicide. His whole family was fighting and everything was going wrong for him. So I said, "All right, I'll come and get it," thinking nothing of it. And like I said, it was in his truck. So I went and met him. Took her out of there, got a good look at her and saged his whole truck just to give him peace of mind. Put it in my Jeep, went about my day, came home. Now, whenever I bring anything that's I don't use the word haunted. I don't like haunted items. I call them enchanted, because haunting just automatically makes you think they're scary. She is scary. I'm not going to, she knows she is too. Erin knows she is. She causes some shit around here, but her and I are good. So I take her home. Like all my things that I take in, before I go Facebook Live, I don't do anything with them. I don't sage or Palo Santo or any of that stuff. I just bring them in and say, "Welcome to the Dybbuk box that I live in." For about 3 or 4 days of having her in the house, I didn't feel well. I was very irritable and more so than usual, more grumpy than usual, and just on edge. And it got one day I came home. I said, "All right, I gotta just do a live session with this thing and get it taken care of." So I did a live. I had an obelisk running and a couple other pieces of equipment. I always try to have things around it so the viewers can see what's going on, if anything. And I had a few different psychics reading it remotely. Now, they all said that this is an actual noose that's made to spec. It slides like a real noose. This is acting as some sort of a binding spell to the spirit that's trapped with this thing. And they said to leave it on or else. So it's still there. Not going to mess with that. While going through the session with the obelisk and everything, the energy in the room really, I'm an empath and I'm learning that I'm a psychic medium. I have no clue what I'm doing, so I don't really pretend that I do. But the energy in the room was insane. And one of the psychics, like, the energy kind of kicked up. I said, "Yeah, it was like being in a gravitron at one point." I was like, "This sucks. Like, I don't know what's happening." And, I'm here by myself, like, messing around with this thing. So the obelisk at one point said the word Ameline, which I always forget to look it up. It's a French word. So I took it as her name, and that's where the name Ameline came from. But it also said New Orleans, and it said water. So French, water, and New Orleans to me made me think voodoo instantly.
Right.
And I've had other people since then read this in person and that don't know any backstory, and they do believe that this has a voodoo curse or hex on it, and that this keeps it together, keeps it with it. So my friend whose truck this was in believes that it was put in there as a warning. Down the street from him, there's a drug house, and he and his wife have seen transactions go down, and they believe that they were seeing what was happening, and this was put as a warning, as to, kind of button your lip up. So getting all that information, going live with this thing, energy swirling up, the whole broadcast cuts down, computer shuts off, everything, the whole house. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, this is such a cool feeling, right? Not at all. So I fire the broadcast back up, get everybody back in, and then it calmed down. And one of the psychics messaged me, said, "Your house is completely calm now." And I said, "Yeah, what's going on?" And I kind of surmised, and I asked, I said, "Is it because I'm giving this attention? Is that what it wanted?" And they said, "Yes, by giving it the attention that it's requiring, you're fine. And it will be good. You'll be good to have it." So she's got the best seat in the house. She sits up there with some of the other enchanted things. I talk to her all the time. She has had a jealous streak. When I met Erin a few months ago, Erin was introduced to her via FaceTime and was skeeved out by her. So, I mean, this This doll we figured out is a grannykin, and these dolls came out in the late 50s, and they were made to look like grandmothers. This one looked like Mrs. Howell from Gilligan's Island, all dolled up and beautiful. Yeah. But she's got the wonky dead eye now, and take care. She actually aged. So Erin was like, "Oh, that thing's really creepy." I was like, probably best to disrespect her. And she's like, "I don't believe in any of that crap." Like, no. I'm like, okay. Not long after, energy in my house was a little bonkers, and a different psychic reached out to me and said, "You okay?" I said, "I don't know. I never know if I'm okay." She was remotely reading my house, and she's like, "There's a female spirit that will not allow me to see her at your house, and she is pissed." And I said, "Well, what do you think it is?" She's, "It's attached to something, and she's jealous." And I said, "Oh, let me tell you who it probably is." Wound up being her. Wound up having to have Erin make amends, so to speak, and like flat out be like, "Hey, knock this shit off." We've had her come through a Ouija session once or twice and control. She runs the show in here over the other spirits, in my opinion. When I was in the last convention I went to this year was Parafest in Maine in middle of October, and I always take her with me, give her attention, and people love her, and they're scared of her, but they love to get a picture because you can't touch Annabelle. You can touch my shit. I don't care. It's your whatever happens, it's on you at the end of the day. But when I came home that Sunday night, I was bringing my things in and unpacking. I was in my kitchen, which is just through the door over there. I heard two people in here talking, and then I heard a child laugh. And I was like, what the frig is going on? And I came in, and obviously there's nobody here. I think because she is the matriarch and controls the house, she wasn't here. I think everyone else was playing and partying and having a good time. And she comes home like, oh, shit, we got caught by grandma. We got to be quiet. So this place is always pretty active, but she definitely runs the show, and I give her the respect that she deserves. She is creepy, but she's mine, and she has the best spot.
Nice.
Emily means hardworking in French.
Hardworking. Okay. Thank you for looking that up. I will remember that now.
You're so smart.
I was like, I got to look it up now.
Right?
Yeah. Georgia said, I'm going to stay safe and say she's the prettiest doll I've ever seen.
But I did
feel safe looking at the doll. So, like, what other kind of crazy shit do you have behind you? I mean, how much haunted shit do you have?
I have
Enchanted.
I have
Enchanted.
35 different Ouija boards, and 4 or 5 of them have things attached to them.
Oh, wow.
I recently got this. This is the newest one I got, and it came wrapped in this thing with like these weirdo protection sigils and all that stuff. Yeah. I think I got taken for a ride on a story, but I had to have it. I will tell you, I did a live reveal on this a week and a half ago. And I actually used this Ouija board by myself with the camera running, and this shit was moving all over the place, and it really bugged me out, and it doesn't normally do that. So there's something going. Either the room had something that wanted to interact with this board.
Yeah. I
don't know if it's the board or not, but so I got the board, 2 enchanted boards here. This box has got this a clown, a little, I don't know why anyone would ever do this to their baby. It's a mobile that you put over your crib with clowns on it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
And it's reported to move on its own. And when I took it out of the box, I had a static dome that I have from Vortex Ghost Gear. It started setting it off immediately. And I was like, all right, maybe it's static electricity. So I discharged it. Still was going off. So that has something to it. A couple of different little figurines up there. I have this clown statue that's known to move on its own. It's never moved for me. This little wind-up creepy thing from the 50s that my friend had and couldn't have it any longer.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is over there. I got this weird. I think I can reach it. Well, I got a replica Robert the Doll.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So this was given to me. For those of you that don't know about Robert the Doll, when you go down to see him in St. Augustine, you have to ask permission to take pictures. Mm-hmm. And this woman had one of these, and she asked permission before she took pictures and bought this. Wound up giving it away and asked her cousin or something down there, can you get me another one? Took it, didn't ask any permissions or what have you. She brought this home, set it in a chair in the corner of her dining room, and she had this big ass painting of Leonardo. I think it was Leonardo, not the Ninja Turtle, but the That'd
be totally cool if it was.
It was the Ninja Turtle, honestly.
Right.
But she had this doll sitting on the chair, and the chair was kitty cornered, and the painting was up over here. They heard a loud crash, and they went in. The painting had fallen off the chair, off the wall, onto the chair covering the doll. And it's impossible physically for that to have happened based on physics. Right. So she never touched the painting. She didn't move it. And she knew I dug this stuff. And she's like, you want this? Yes, I do. So off to Rhode Island I went, and I picked that up. And while I was there, she said, oh, my daughter lives across the street. She's got a rocking horse she needs out of her house. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, well, in the basement when they moved in, and they're just scared to get rid of it, but they sense a male presence down there, and it makes them uncomfortable. So let's go look at it. So we go and look at it, and I try to feel energy with my hands. Like, it's wicked hokey. I feel like a complete fraud, but it works for me. I'll be like, cooking it up. But it works for me sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily feel anything, but I now have a rocking horse in the middle of my living room. So
there you go.
Took that home. And Chris, I'll give Buddy a hug anytime, man. Anytime. What else?
I do have a follow-up question about animal. That's
Emily, yeah.
When you took it from your friend, did it like clear up a little bit for him?
He's been fine ever since.
Like his left has been fine ever since.
Yep. And I never know if that's like a mental thing, like knowing it's gone, you just instantly feel better. But at the end of the day, whatever works. It's like pills and placebos. Like if you take a sugar pill, it makes you feel better, then it worked. So who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
Sleep issues.
Amazing thing.
The sleep issues. I have sleep issues when I bring something new into the home for the first night because I don't know what's going to happen. But generally, I sleep like a baby most nights. But I also burn more sage and Palo Santo than probably a native reservation. Constantly blowing in here.
The Warner residence smells like a head shop, huh?
It does, yes. And depending on the night, it definitely does.
John Ward said to bring out the cable graph. I'm not sure what that even is, but
it's because he was watching last night. The cable graph isn't enchanted. So the cable graph. If I break this, bringing this out because you asked, John, I'm going to kill you.
It's on you, John. It's not on us. It's on you.
So this is the cable graph. This is from 1900. This is a competitor version Ouija that didn't ever really take off. I found this barn up in New Hampshire, and it's only the second one that I've ever come across. I thought I had the only one, and through a lot of research with Robert Murch and some of the other guys in the Talking Board Historical Society, they have seen one other one, and they all want to buy it, and I will never sell it. So, but how it works is this is actually got clockworks in it. So you put your hands here, and it doesn't work upside down, but if you put it like this,
wow,
it still works. It's 120 years old. It's got the instructions on the back.
Oh my gosh!
And it was made in Lowell, Massachusetts. So not far from where I'm at. There's no information anywhere on it. There's a one paragraph article about this online, and that's all I could find.
Wow.
That's the pride and joy of my collection in terms of Ouija stuff. But I've got like enchanted stuff all over this place, and I just don't know what to do with it. What I was reaching for originally was this thing.
Oh,
nice.
So,
that's pretty.
The story behind this, this is like 80s Nerf foam. Like, you remember the gym balls we had growing up?
Nerf? Yeah.
That's exactly what this is. It's all rotted and cracked. So it looks, and it's got a plastic tube in it that's broken. It looks like it would have been like a scepter or something.
Yeah.
The horns are all cracked and ruined. But this was dug up. I think my ex's father dug this up on his property. And he's sensitive. He wouldn't touch it. He's never touched it with his hands. She wouldn't touch it. I'm like, whatever.
They're hugging it.
No one knows why it was buried the way it was buried or what it was. So it's been a part of the collection. I don't get any vibes from it. I think it's just cool, but it's here nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, every way you look, it's. And the person that made the hoarders comment, you're not that far off. At least I hoard good shit, though.
That's funny.
I'll put it up.
He's watching you guys.
Yeah, right.
I pay attention to the comments. I know how to roll. I know how to roll with this.
That's right. You're actually co-hosting one of your own shows, Booze and Booze.
Booze and Booze.
Yeah.
Booze and Booze.
Every Wednesday.
How can I get that wrong? Yeah.
Right.
That's a whole nother fun time that we have there. It's nice to just unwind, have a drink middle of the week, and shoot the shit.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's basically what we do on this show. We don't really have any formula, or it's just kind of like a free form roll with the punches. Yeah.
Well, that's the way it should be. It's easier to freestyle, see how it goes.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll ask questions if the people are watching want to know something specific. Which, by the way, guys, if you have any questions for Matt, feel free to shoot them out. Y'all got some
Brian,
about.
My one of paranormal stickers are free. I'm not Steve Brott. I don't rip people off like that. I have mailed stickers out all over the country. I've mailed them to Canada. So if you want some stickers, I'll send them to you. Steve's not here to defend himself. So the hell with him.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
He's
never gonna live that
down. Kind of jumping back a little bit to the cracks about your favorite paranormal equipment. What kind of stuff do you take out when you go on an investigation? Do you have like any go-to? I mean, besides like the Ouija boards and stuff like, or the dowsing rods, what kind of stuff do you use? I saw your post the other day that you're trying to like streamline and simplify, so you're like capturing the experience.
That is the hardest damn thing to do, is streamline a case. Everybody knows that. So a lot of what I did this year, despite COVID, I made a very conscious effort. I said, I'm going to do everything I want this year, no matter what. And I was very fortunate to meet well over 100 Facebook friends for the first time all over the country, and investigate with different groups and learn different techniques and see what I liked and see what I didn't like. And I learned from some people. We're all going to be learning constantly. I don't know anything in comparison to some people, and vice versa. And it's fun to do that. So I would see in action a lot of things I liked and didn't like. And I've gotten away from most electronic things. I got rid of the obelisks. I don't really think it's legitimate enough. It was fun in the beginning. Yeah. They're all fun in the beginning, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And if I was still focused on running events and things, I'd have all that crap, because that's what the TV crowd wants. Bells and whistles and lights.
Exactly.
Like, I like cat balls, the light up cat balls for like $2 from Stop and Shop. Everybody uses them because they work. They don't cost nothing, you know? So I do like those little things. But as I posted the other day, I got myself an EDI Plus, because I believe that all the things that does is exactly what I need to corroborate things when I'm using the rods or metaphysical stuff, so that people can be like, oh, maybe he isn't full of shit if this is going off too.
Yeah.
So the EDI Plus, I did wind up splurging on a paranormal music box. I had an experience with one. I didn't even know anything about these things until I was at the Hinsdale house with a friend of mine, Crystal Lee. Now, Crystal and her group, they're all deaf. They don't hear. So it was myself and Bill Brock were the only two people in the house that night that had hearing. So that was a whole nother ball game anyways.
Yeah.
So fast forward to, say, 3 a.m., right about there, which is always the case.
Right.
Everybody else is asleep in the house except Crystal and myself. So I'm the only one that can hear anything. We're sitting upstairs, staring into the two bedrooms. I don't even know she's got this goddamn thing. She's deaf. Why does she have this? I have no idea. You know what it sounds like. You don't need it. And I've given her so much crap for this too. But we're sitting there. I've got my static dome, which I absolutely love. That's also one of my favorite pieces of equipment. It works so well. It's so simple. Like I can't say enough good things about that. And so we're just staring off into the abyss. And this thing starts playing like the Exorcist Michael Myers sounding music at 3 a.m. I'm like, what in the shit is this? I tightened up quick. I was like, what happened? What is going on? And 45 minutes, this thing kept going off. And we're trying to figure it out. We're going into the room, we're resetting it. It's still going off. So I'm like, frig it. I'll go Facebook Live. Now I've got a couple different psychic people, of course, making me feel awful. They're like, oh, there's something in that room that doesn't like you. And I was like, I have to sleep here. What are you talking about?
Right.
Don't go in that room. Like you got to, if you don't go stage yourself outside, you're going to get attacked. I was like, what the hell? Like I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking the hell out. And I did what I was, supposed to. I was firm. I said, we're not trying to disrespect you. I'm just trying to get some answers, give you a voice. I have this whole spiel that I give out and my form of respecting the spirits. And it calmed down enough, but this thing kept going off. And I was like, damn, all right. Like it's pretty effective. I like it. And it's another piece that I can add to the toolkit. So added those two recently. I like the rods. The simple K2 meter. You cannot go wrong with that. I bought one on wish.com for like $20. It's the same thing that the $60 ones are. Same exact thing.
Right.
What else? I do have a rig that was built specifically for me. There's a few of them out there. It's a live stream rig. You can live stream in full spectrum anywhere you have service. And that's when I can get it to work. It works awesome. It's just cell phones don't like to work where we like to investigate. So
right. Yeah, no. Yeah. We have that issue constantly. I always try to write up this big promotion. We're going to the Hinsdale house. We're going to live stream. Never happens.
Yeah.
Not one of us.
Doesn't work that well, but yeah. No. So those are my go-tos, and I got the dead lights. Those are the best lights. I love those. Josh is such a stand-up guy when it comes to his technology.
But
yeah, that's about all I use at this point. And I use my cell phone. I mean, honestly, we always have our cell phone. It records audio, takes pictures, does video, has a flashlight.
Right.
What more do you need?
Right.
Yeah. I tell that to everybody. People ask me all the time, like, what's the best digital voice recorder you can get? I'm like, do you have a cell phone? You probably have a cell phone, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, just use the standard, whatever comes stock with the phone.
Yeah.
Just record. You never know. I've heard people come up. I've done live investigations at like Lake County poorhouse up here in Ohio, and we did a EVP session, and two people caught the same voice saying the same thing on their cell phones. Like you don't need to spend any extra money.
Right.
Watch out for the apps because most of the apps are shit. But
that's another thing I don't buy into is apps.
Yeah. But
I've been kind of experimenting with the text to speech on my cell phone, just hoping that eventually I'll get something.
Right.
That's cool. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Adam wants to know if there's any equipment that you absolutely hate.
Absolutely hate. It's. I hate. I'm almost I almost hate the Ovilus at this point. Almost, and I was like the biggest fangirl of that shit too, and I've just gotten so used to seeing it say the same crap everywhere I go. I'm like, just don't get it. I really hate the apps too, and I've come to accept spirit boxes more because there's so many various versions of them now. I like doing the Estes method. I don't like just listening to that shit drives me crazy. But under right circumstances, I'm really getting into that.
Yeah.
And learning other IDC and all that stuff. But yeah, I think I probably hate the Ovilus as much as I don't like putting that out there, but they don't sponsor me, so do I care.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't blame me.
Steve Broad made his appearance.
Oh, there he is. He was stealing stickers.
He hates Ouija boards most.
Yeah.
We didn't bring up the sticker thing, Steve. We just had to go with it.
Tina was asking earlier if you've ever been to the Conjuring house and what kind of experience have you had?
It's funny. I was just going to reference that because I saw she had asked that. I've actually been to the Conjuring house a whole bunch of times. Nice. I'm fortunate enough to be friends with the owners.
Cool.
So I've been there a bunch, and I've actually only investigated a couple times. Most times I just go to hang out with them.
Yeah.
But the very first time I went there, it was Labor Day a couple years back. Well, it would have been 2 Labor Days ago, right after they had bought it. And Ghost Adventures had just filmed their big Halloween special, so we couldn't record or anything like that. They were under contract, so we just went to hang out. And I remember that night, like, we did some experimenting and things like that. And the house has its own feel to it. It definitely does. It's definitely haunted. It's definitely full of energy.
Sure.
We slept. I slept up in the middle bedroom in the middle bed where all the shit goes down. And when I sleep anywhere haunted or anywhere that's not my own home, basically, I take my hat off at night and I put my few things in the hat, like my keys and my wallet and my phone, so I know exactly where everything is the next morning.
Yep.
And I also don't sleep very well because it's a freaking haunted house. So I'm sleeping in the bed, and there's a window directly across from the bed. It's like a little weird dormer, but it gets so dark up there. It's like absence of light dark. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is it this freaking dark in this room? So I fell asleep, and I was woken up 3 times that night from the deepest sleep to being wide awake as if something's in my face looking at me. And I was like, okay, like, I get it. Leave me alone. Let me sleep. After the 3rd time that happens, it was like 5:45 in the morning. I said, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm just going to get up. So I get up, gather my things. I was like, that's weird. Where's my key to my Jeep? I look in the sheets, the blankets. I didn't sleep in the sheets. I slept with like a little shawl thing over me in case I had to run. And, which I know Eddie asked about Monroe House. I'll tell them the Monroe House story afterwards, Eddie. You bet. I'm never going to forgive you, Eddie. So I'm looking for my key everywhere. I'm under the bed. I'm under the sheets. I'm like, dude, this is weird. So now I've got 4 people in this house looking for my stupid key. And I'm like, all right, there's only a few places it could be, here or down at Command Central where we were the night before. It's nowhere. Go outside. I'm like, maybe it's in the Jeep somehow, but the Jeep is locked. Unzip the soft top, crawl in. My ex crawls in, opens the door, which was locked, and now the alarm's going off. So now I know that there's no key inside, and now I'm pissing off the neighbors at 7 a.m. with my alarm going off. I feel defeated at this point. So I just kind of stood there and I did one of these. I was like, what the hell? And that key fell right between my eyes and down between my feet. And I'm like, I'm looking at the key. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I pick it up and I press it and I turn it off. And I'm just like, I'm so perplexed at this point. And Bill and Corey come out. They're like, hey, you found the key? I was like, yeah, it just fell. And they're like, what do you mean? And I said, it fell between my feet from nowhere. And I tried to recreate it by putting it in my hat, like tucking it in the band.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work because it was too tight. Like, I would have felt it would have been uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever that was, I think the spirit was just playing a game with me and didn't want me to leave. And that was kind of eye-opening. And I stayed over. I was a part of they did a 3-day live stream on the Halloween. I was there the Thursday night doing some experiments with who else? Exploring with Josh, Cinematic Seth, John Huntington. We were all there doing some things. And Jay Prather was there. And we were having insane experiences in the middle bedroom, the same place where I slept the night before. We had the static dome going off, my K2, Joe Raynone's K2, shadows in the other bedroom. We're tracing all this stuff. Crazy experiences. And then when I ghost hunt, I smash bangs. The energy drinks, I just drink.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to bed. I'm like wired. So I'm on number 2. It's like 12:30, and Jen, the owner, is like, all right, we're all going to go to bed. I was like, what? I'm ready to go, and
right.
So Seth and I decided to do a Ouija session for the live stream because people were asking, I'll do a Ouija session. So we do a Ouija session, and we're getting all sorts of stuff. He's never done a Ouija board before. We're asking questions. It's telling us we're going to get harmed. I instantly start not feeling well. I was like, you know what? Goodbye, Ouija board. I'm not doing any more tonight. And I felt sick for a while. So I was like, cool, now I get to sleep here. And all the beds upstairs were called for. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just sleep here, right where I just pissed something off. And I'm laying on the couch, and I'm 10 feet from the basement door, and the creaky hinges just go, and I'm like, nope, not going to look. I'm just not going to look. It didn't happen. And it could have been anything. Could have been wind, but it was enough to make it creak and give you that haunted house feel. And
sure,
right.
That was enough. But for those of you who have not experienced the Conjuring House, it is well worth a visit. It's an amazing house. The owners are great, and it's active as hell. It's not. I don't find it to be evil by any means at all. It's just active, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's funny because we had Andrea Perrin on the show,
I was going to say that.
The way that she talks about it, she makes it sound like it's a fairy tale house. You know what I mean? Like she had a lot of good experiences in the house. So I'm glad that I'm glad that I talked to her and not just, just the movies. Because I feel like now maybe I will.
We're definitely Hollywoods. The damn house doesn't even look like that. I watched the movie again the other night. I was like, this pisses me off. Like, why do you do this? It doesn't look anything like that. But
yeah, it.
I did sleep great at Steve's house.
It sounded like for every evil experience that they had, there was a handful of amazing, like really cool stuff that happened while they were there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a great place, and very fortunate that I can pop in and say hi whenever I want. That doesn't fall, on deaf ears, so to speak.
That's awesome. So let's go to what Eddie Pence was talking about. What happened at the Monroe House?
All right, so the Monroe House, that was set up by Amanda, who is still here. Amanda and Scott, they invited me out to do the Monroe House, and I had not met them in person. And this weekend, what I did was I flew into Detroit. I met up with Todd Bonner and Brandy Marie and Megan. Friday night, we did Norris Farms, which was great. They brought me to a place I'd never even heard of, little unknown haunt. Great time. Next night, I ghost hunted the Detroit 6th Precinct Jail with Chicks and Spirits, Ace Taylor, Detroit Rock City Paranormal. That was freaking awesome. Nice. And then Sunday, I drove my ass down to Indiana to do the Monroe House.
Wow.
So I'm running on fumes. Wow. I'm like, dude, let's have a weekend, And I have all this built up fears of the Monroe House based on what people have told me. There's demons in this house. And I'm like, oh, great. And I had a buddy message me on the way. He's like, they know you're coming. I'm like, what? They know you're coming. You got to be careful. I was like, all right, dude. Nice. Like, I'm going to have a bang and I'm going to do my thing. Like, so it was nuts. So we go, and it wasn't crazy that night. It was Amanda and Scott, Ace, Eddie, Bill, Carrie, maybe one or two other people, but we had a good night. It was not crazy active, but there was enough going on where I was like, all right, this place is kind of creepy,
Yeah.
Now I heard that you could sleep over, and I was like, great, I don't have to get a hotel. I flew out here, so I'll just crash there. So the only people staying that night were Ace, Eddie, and Bill, and they had sleeping bags and pillows and all this shit. I was like, dude, I flew. What are you talking about? I don't have any of this. And I also expected it to be a home with actual beds and normal things in it. And it's not. It's a shell of a house with like an old ass couch. And I was like, all right. So they're sleeping upstairs. I get these little army cot things like all prepared. And I was like, well, I guess I'll sleep down here on this couch in, the safe room. Now the safe room is right off the kitchen, which is right off the basement where all the crazy shit happens. So I'm not thrilled. I do leave one of the lights on because I don't care. I left the light on. Fight me.
Right.
I get scared. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a nightlight on, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So
only real men can admit they actually get scared when they do this shit, right?
It's only happened a couple times. I got scared at the Detroit 6th Precinct too. It's very rare that I get scared ghost hunting, but it happened there. So I've got this old couch and this little tiny pillow from like 1912 that I could put my head on. I also cannot sleep without a blanket or covers on me. I can't do it. So I went to the car and I got my luggage and I poured all my shirts all over my body and made like a homeless man. I can't have any skin uncovered. I'm terrified. I look like a person on this couch. I also left my sneakers on because I was by the front door, and if shit popped off, I was running outside.
Right.
Also caught flack for that. So I wound up going to sleep pretty easily, and I think it's because I was so drained from the other two nights, and I'd just done a lot. And
sure,
slept. I got up the next morning around 9:15 in the morning, and I was like, "Damn, it's really calm and very quiet." And I open my eyes, and I look around. All their equipment's gone. And I'm like, what the hell? They all left me. They all ditched me.
Oh, no.
I woke up alone in this place. I'd never been. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. No messages, no little notes, nothing. I'm like, dude, this is bullshit. Like, right? So now, not only that, the bathroom's upstairs. So I got to go upstairs in this dumbass place by myself. So I got my whole luggage is there. So I got my speaker. I'm cranking Eminem. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. This is cool. And go upstairs. I'm like, this place is nuts, dude. Like, so I cleaned myself up and took care of everything. And I got out of there. I locked the door. And I got messages from the guys throughout the day. Apparently, they tried to wake me up, and I wasn't budging. They checked my pulse. They were
oh my God.
I wasn't moving. So I don't know what was going on, and apparently, when they were trying to go to sleep, there was a bat up in the room, and it was like the Benny Hill show up there, them running around trying to catch a bat. I didn't hear a peep. It was nothing.
Just right through it.
I have no idea what happened, but I was dead to rights that night, and I woke up alone in the demon house.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Real nice guys.
I would at least pinned a note on you, I think.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Something.
Send a text. Yeah.
Aaron, that's rude.
Yeah, Ace had to check to see if Matt was breathing.
All the equipment and hid in the bathroom upstairs.
What's that?
Clean out all the equipment and then hide in the bathroom upstairs. You think you're alone?
That's the thing. The one nice thing in there was the bathroom, and you could like shower there. And I was like, I would never.
Right?
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So, what's the craziest location you've been to? I mean, what's a place that's scared you out of your mind, like life-changing shit?
I don't know if I've had, but besides the incident on that road, life-changing is a stretch, but the Detroit 6th Precinct, that was the most recent, definitely scariest place I've been to. And what wound up happening in there, like I said, I went with Chicks with Spirits, Detroit Rock City Paranormal, and those guys. And there's known spirits throughout that building that people know of. And I was down with Heather and I think Kristen at the time in the basement where there's a shooting range. And there's a spirit known, I think his name is Billy, that they know of down there. And we were just doing some sessions, asking questions and using the rods, Aaron's favorite, and asking questions, getting responses. And I could, you feel the energy in the room kicking up. And so I started asking, like, did you die here? All that stuff. Like, were you a murderer? No. And I was like, were you a rapist? You got a yes. And I got really mad. First of all, because those are the lowest form of persons on earth. I don't care. And
right.
And I'm down there with two women. I was like, you know what? Well, you're a piece of shit, and I don't care that you're dead. And I don't provoke, but sometimes that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
The energy in there changed really quick, and I did not feel very welcome. And I didn't stay much longer downstairs. I said, all right, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
So go upstairs, and I still feel guilty. For those of you that were there with me, like I went off on my own most of that night, and I was like a kid in a candy shop. So I'm sorry, we got a do-over coming. And I went upstairs, and I was in the cell block area, and sitting in the first cell. And I believe I was interacting with the same spirit because I was getting the same kind of angry vibes. And I was like, all right, I'm going to leave. You don't want me here? I will leave. And I went back out, and I was sitting in the command central. I believe I was talking to Ed, the owner at the time. And Joe Warner was watching the live static cam, and he messaged me. He said, there was just a bunch of activity on the static cam in the cell blocks. You need to go back in there. I'm like, and, in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to. But,
right.
But at the time, I didn't know there was a camera there. So I'm like, all right, there's a camera there. I'm not really alone. Let's do it. So I go back in, with my fabulous rods. And I'm the only one in there. People are upstairs, downstairs. I'm the only one on this floor at all. So there's 5 cells on either side, and at the end there's a drunk tank. So I go halfway down, and I'm turned facing the row of cells here, and I'm asking questions, and I can feel the energy around me. And I was seeing a person in the cell in front of me coming from the back wall and just coming out and then back, like just a glimpse, like letting me know he's in that cell. And then I was seeing balls about this, like goldish orange, light up on the floor near me. I'm like, all right, I know you're here. Like, what are you going to do to show me that you're really here? Like, and then I heard footsteps in the drunk tank. So I thought somebody was in this. So I go all the way down there. There's no one in there, of course. Then there's footsteps down the other end where I just came from. So I said, all right, you bastard, I know what you're doing. You're playing game. So same thing. I'm standing there in the middle asking questions, and like the hair is standing up my neck, but I know I'm on camera, so I'm like, no, I gotta play this cool because people probably watching right now. So I said, if you want me to leave, you're gonna have to do something better than that. I need you to prove to me that you don't want me here. And off to my right, at the end of the drunk tank, I see a gigantic black shadow, at least 6 something tall, and that shit rushes at me, and it hit me, and that air and that energy hit me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave. And I didn't freak out, but inside I died like a little baby girl. And I got out of there. I did not go back in there that night again with anyone, and that was enough. And that was one of those things, like, that doesn't happen. So I feel like where I'm open to it and I'm learning my abilities. I think that the spirits realize that too, and they realize that I have a different viewpoint of them. So I'm getting experiences now.
Mhm.
That was the scariest thing that's happened to me in a while, anyways.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty good. Pretty scary there.
It was a good time. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that did happen to me while I was out there that weekend, I have a tendency to get attachments very, very easily. It's been a problem. I'm now learning how to protect myself and ground myself a little bit more. Honestly, because I used to not believe that. I used to think it was a bunch of crap. But now that it's happened enough, I realize it's true. So when I got to the jail, at first, the first person I met up with was Ace, and he was talking to me. He said, I gotta let you know something. I said, yeah, what's up? And he's, you have an attachment. And I said, I was recently told I had one. I said, is it an older man, like trying to drain all my energy? He said, exactly. He said, it's with you at all times, trying to take all your energy. He said, the good thing is I don't think it's permanent, but it's going to be hard to get rid of. I said, well, can you? And he said, I think so. Okay. Go about my night not thinking much of it. End of the night, I'm outside talking with everybody before we take off and say our goodbyes and what have you. The next day at Monroe House, Ace was there for that investigation, and he comes up to me and he said, hey, I want to talk to you about something. I said, what's up? And he goes, it's gone. I said, it is? He said, yep. He said, when we were outside of the prison last night, I was walking around you in my head telling it to leave, and I could see it attached to you. The black sticking, and I picture it like Venom, like the symbiote thing off of Venom. That's what I picture he was doing. And he's like, and I could see it on you, and I was telling it that it can't stay with you. It needs to stay here or go somewhere else. And he said, you know what? That's the craziest thing. He saw it pull off of me and get sucked right into the door of the prison.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then Carrie came out and she said, the bad news is it's going to try to come back. I was like, oh, all right. So when I go back to the jail, I'm going to be a little bit more protected. But
yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, it was just, that was
a be like, oh, my buddy's back.
Weekend. Yeah, right. Good. I can get back to Boston. I've been dying to get back there.
That's funny. Are you a Pats fan? I'm assuming.
Even right now, I'm a Pats fan. Yes.
Yeah. Nice. How are they doing this year?
Tom Brady lose. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I've been so behind on football this year. I have no idea what's going on.
I think they're like 5-7. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I pay attention. I've seen a couple games. I was doing really good at the beginning of the season, watching the Browns and the Steelers, but I just things just shit hit the fan, and I've been busy.
I find myself watching more football than ever just because it takes my mind off of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the one sliver of normal that we have.
Right.
Yeah. I'm watching as much as I can because I'm afraid it's going to go away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You like watch the game and there's like cardboard cutouts in the stands. It's so weird. It's so different.
We were watching highlights from another game, and there's like the fans were in the stand. This is like previous years. I was like, oh, that looks so weird now.
Right?
They're all like close together, and I'm like, that just looks wrong.
Yeah, nobody's wearing a mask. They're touching each other. It's so weird.
It was odd.
I've not been to Malvern Manor. I've not been there. Hi, Allison. Not been to Texas yet either, Dustin. Caught up. It's not fake football, Aaron. You guys play soccer. That sucks. Soccer.
Foot BOL. What the hell's that?
Football.
Sorry, Aaron. We're just all making fun of you. Like,
don't apologize. No.
Dude, that's very serious over there, man. Like, that's worse than our foot. They're crazy over there.
You get stabbed for that shit over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be scared as fuck to go to one of those games.
Oh yeah.
Get trampled getting out of there. Manchester United. I don't even know. That's the only team that I know.
Those losing teams or those losing fans, man, they'll kill you.
Oh yeah, the hooligans. They're insane over there.
Aaron doesn't go either.
Somebody was asking what you were drinking though back there.
It was just Aaron. See the lights. Vitamin C, local brewery, my favorite.
Nice.
Well, IPA and some tater tots like a grown-ass man.
Sounds like the perfect combination to me. Love it.
It's working great right now.
I still got beer in my refrigerator from July 4th. I got some Yingling in there. I don't drink at home. I don't know why. Like, I go to a friend's house, forget it. It's over with. But
right.
I get beer I'm like, sounds good. I'll just sit at home, have a beer. I drink one, and the rest sits in the refrigerator for God knows how long.
I don't drink alone, so I only drink on camera with people, or like when people come. People don't come here for obvious reasons, but I've given up. It's like pulling teeth to get anyone to come over anymore. So
too much weird shit going on over there, man.
Right?
Absolutely.
Here's Tim.
What's up, Tim?
And the pair of memes of Amanda Lewis. Nice.
Well, that's how we get people not to come over. We just get a bunch of weird shit.
That's it.
The only thing I have is window from Madison. Still in the bubble wrap.
Right. Tina wants to know if you're coming to MadCon 2021.
Oh, Tina, I'm really hoping I can get out there. MadCon and FCICon are on really tricky weekends for me because I'll be traveling on weekends right around that. But I'm certainly going to try because I really want to go.
Yeah.
I had so much fun at the last MadCon. I got to meet you guys. I got to meet so many awesome people for the first time. And that vibe, I'm a New England guy. It's so cutthroat and backstabby up here. That's not to say for the people up here like, oh, I can't believe you shit on us. It's not all of you.
Right.
But it's a different vibe, man. I left the area and I have such a higher respect and more fun with people outside of here. It's just a different vibe. And I felt so welcomed out there, and it was awesome. Adam does a great job, and I was appreciative of him inviting me out. So I'm hoping to be out there again.
Yeah, we'd hope to see you, man, because we're planning on being at both, right? We got our spots.
Unfortunately, Erin might be with me because she'll be here for the summer. So if that's a deal breaker for anybody, just
say unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
wow. Wow.
Oh shit.
Maybe she wants to play some football.
Hi, Cindy, and it is the weird enchanted shit keeps all the people away.
That's why he's so public with it. Like, look, I got this now.
Right.
Stay away from it.
That's all you gotta
do. Family calls, hey, we're coming over. I don't know, the dolls are acting really weird tonight.
Right?
Shit going on.
Oh yeah, Kate says she doesn't understand. This is kind of a question.
Yeah.
How you could be comfortable in there with all that stuff?
You get used to it.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So this house, this apartment that I live in has a residual ghost anyways that I found out when I moved in, and that creeped me out because I wasn't expecting it. The house itself is a little over 100 years old, and when I first moved in, the woman on the second floor moved to the back of the first floor. So the second floor was empty. In the first couple of weeks, I would hear boot steps and stuff, and I was like, maybe it's her cats, obviously wearing friggin' boots, right? And you just sit there. It's like, no, it's nothing. You just don't believe it. And then people moved into the second floor, and now if I pay attention, most nights between 10 and 10:30, there's a ghost that comes in the front, the kitchen door, walks through the kitchen. I've seen it half a dozen times, and the first time I saw it, I was like, what the Christ? And didn't want to know that it was there, but I realized it's residual because it's just making its loop. And I think that when the apartment upstairs was empty, it's probably from when this was one big home. It's probably doing rounds. So I just ramp up the activity by bringing more crap in. So
got to mix it up a little, get some friends.
Yeah, life's research, So hey. Oh, good advice, Erin.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
That's what Shelly tells me all the time. Just ignore it; it'll go away.
Her house is haunted as shit, and they pretend it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Their whole housing development. Now she's not seen the movie Poltergeist. Okay, you guys have probably all seen it, right?
Oh yeah.
I've seen that one.
No,
I've seen that one.
I don't watch scary movies.
All right, fine. I'll let it slide. So her whole housing development, she lives over in Scotland. They built their whole development over an old mine and an old mine that had a bunch of accidents and deaths in it. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. No big deal.
Her house is built right over the entrance to said mine, and shit goes on all the time. I'll be watching on camera, talking to her. I'll see orbs flying around in the back. We hear footsteps and banging. The dogs are growling at the wall. I'm like,
no big deal.
But ignore it all you want, Aaron. It's fine.
I got like half of Scotland and most of England are under, or there's old mines under that whole island.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
They have a lot of sinkholes.
Yeah.
Our boy Adam said he'd totally come over. Always up for checking out creepy shit. I do better holding.
Just tall first, because I'm not usually dressed.
He's naked on the couch under a pile of t-shirts.
I mean, I'm currently bottomless as we sit now, but you wouldn't know.
Oh, you're not the only one, pal.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Right. Trying to go through and make sure I haven't missed anything.
I know.
Yet.
I've been really bad about it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Hi, Janet.
I've been listening to him.
So I know what is your relationship with Wilson Castle? Is that a location that you work with a lot, or is that just something that's recently come up that you've started investigating?
So Wilson Castle came to me earlier this year. Steve Brott, who's probably not watching anymore, which is for the best for all of us. So Steve kind of started the ghost hunting events at Wilson Castle, I think 5 or 6 years ago. And I didn't know anything about Wilson Castle. And I was approached about, we'll say middle June, early June, by Mike Hatcher, who's my co-host on Booze and Brews.
Mm-hmm.
And he reached out to me and he said, hey, Dead Republic, we're going to be going up to film a documentary. Would you be interested in guesting in it? And I said, well, it depends on where it is, but yes. And he said, well, it's about 3 hours from you. It's in Vermont. I said, sign me up.
Nice.
Now, this was on like 2 weeks beforehand. The next week, I happened to be at the Conjuring House, and John Huntington, who's usually at the Conjuring House, happened to be at Wilson Castle. So I'm seeing his pictures. I'm like, what the shit? Like, I'd never even heard of this place, and now there's people there. So I went up. I was up there for 3 days with those guys filming that documentary, and Marcus is diligently working on it, I think.
Yeah.
He's not watching because he should be working on it.
He better not be watching.
We had an amazing time there, and I actually had my first full-blown psychic experience there where I went from being able to feel energy. I actually saw energy and saw the spirit. It blew my mind. It freaked me out. I didn't know how to react. I can't really talk too much about it because I think it's part of the documentary, but it was life affirming. I was like, okay, maybe I am one of these weird psychic people and I can do things.
Yeah.
And the whole experience was incredible. And then I wound up going back up there. I went there 4 times this year. And I went up there one day with Jason Baker, my photographer friend. And we did some photographs up there and I showed him. And then we did went up with Mike and Rini Rodriguez and the guys from UNI Research to film another documentary, which they're now breaking up into some series and a whole thing. So we did that. And then we had I had the Warner Paranormal Halloween event up there in October. And I had so many great people just volunteer to come out. Amanda and Scott drove out from friggin' wherever the hell city they live, 13 hours away to come there. And all over the country come out to do it and raise money for the castle. So it's become like a little home away from home. And just want to see it saved. It's
so beautiful.
It's unreal. It's not in disrepair, but it's not cheap to fix a castle. So
right.
No. But I love seeing all these. I love seeing all these events that people are holding, using the popularity of what we do to save locations, donate to local charities. I mean, it's really cool stuff. I mean, talk about the positivity of what we do.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I love it.
It's good.
That's my favorite thing is being able to give back that way.
Yeah.
Right.
To restore and preserve history for generations to come. And I'm a huge history buff and architecture and all that. And I like that more than ghost hunting. I just love when they all go together. That's the best. Yeah. It's like I can do all my favorite things in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If my stupidity in ways can get people to pay to save a place, then so be it. Put me on parade.
Yeah, I love the architecture of the old buildings, man. That's one of my favorite.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Doug was there too. That's where I met Doug.
Yeah, Amanda said it was awesome. Mm-hmm. Dedication. We were honored to be part of it.
Oh yeah, 13-hour drive, man, or a long drive. Yeah. We do like 5, and we're like, holy shit, man.
I feel like it'd be worth it
driving. Hate driving. Jason and I drove to MadCon, and that was ridiculous. That was 10 hours.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
But we did it right. We broke it up. We stopped halfway in Pennsylvania the day before, did some things there, and then the next day drove to MadCon, and then from MadCon, because we didn't stay for the ghost hunt, we drove back towards like Pittsburgh, stayed there, and then went to Philly the way home. So we broke it up appropriately.
Yeah, that's
but
nice.
Man, 10 hours straight, no.
I think the longest we've ever gone is from our area in Akron, Ohio, down to Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, we went down to Waverly Hills.
Yeah, it's still my favorite place.
Really?
Yeah, we went to Bobby Mackey's, and I thought that was freaking long as I thought.
Yeah, I wasn't part of that trip. I didn't make it out for that one, but I've heard mixed reactions about that location.
Oh, I didn't. I was not impressed, but there was too many people there. I think there was a lot of people there, and you could hear everything. And I swear the building's just going to fall back into the railroad tracks behind it.
Mackey's is pure shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, I went there. So my first legit massive ghost hunt was for my 35th birthday, and I rented Mackey's in Waverly. Nice. And there was only 5 of us total. We had both places completely to ourselves over the course of a couple of nights.
Nice.
And I had a couple of experiences at Mackey's, but again, I think that I'm prone to them anyways. I stood in the stupid well. I was like, come on, demons, take me down. That place is so hyped up for TV. And honestly, if it was in Massachusetts, it would be condemned and bulldozed. The place is disgusting.
Yeah. That's what I said. It looks like it's falling back into the railroad track.
When we were there, it was pouring rain out, and there was a table in the bar area that a waterfall was coming in from the roof, just splashing everywhere.
Oh wow!
The place reeked of stale cigarettes and just desperation. It was, I mean, and I don't mean to knock a place either, but I think it's just a complete scam at the end of the day. And but Waverly, absolutely freaking loved Waverly. That was, to have that place with just 5 of us was just something else.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
I was still a scaredy cat then. If I had Waverly to myself now, I'd be still scared, but a little bit more bold.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Waverly a couple times, but it's always been with the bigger groups. I think I haven't had great experiences there. It's just really hard to separate what's coming in from the outside, what you're seeing in front of you. There's just so much shadow play, but I would definitely go back again just to try it. I'd never write off a place, but it was definitely a harder location to investigate. But I'd love to get back there.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Yeah, you gotta experience it if you're an investigator. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same way with Mansfield Prison. I loved it.
I haven't been there either.
Do you know what? I was supposed to be there today.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, today was the day that I was going to be there for a private hunt, but that got canceled.
Sucks.
Stupid COVID.
That place county is expensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely want to have a few people with you. Definitely want to have a few people with you to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
But our friends of ours actually run it now. Tri-C Ghost Hunters. They do all the ghost hunts and all the events there. So that has improved. At least your experience has improved for what you're paying for.
Yeah.
But a long time ago, that was my first ghost hunt. It was a public ghost hunt at Mansfield Prison, and it was me and 99 other people. But honestly, that place is so freaking massive, and I don't know if it's changed throughout the years, but back then you could pretty much go in any area you wanted to. They the seriously unsafe places they would of course block off, but there weren't too many. You're up in those high cell rows. It was crazy. And for as many people as were there, I was surprised how many times our groups didn't cross paths anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and really cool thing too, but if you did, people were really respectful and, let you finish, do what you do, and they were quiet while you're doing it. So it's a good experience. I mean, it's definitely a place I'd tell people to check out. I've had the experience of being able to have the whole building with just like me and like 10 other people, and that was freaking unreal.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Definitely gotta be on our list, man.
Yeah. Trans Allegheny, great place. I've been there a couple times. Yeah.
Way up on my list.
Also canceled due to COVID. Supposed to go there too.
Yeah, I mean, just everything is just shut down. I mean, I just hope this doesn't ruin what they're doing to try to fix these places and keep them renovated. There's like no money coming in.
Yeah.
Just means when this is
Shelly.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So what locations, Matt, do you think are on your bucket list? If like COVID wasn't a thing, money didn't matter, where would you go?
My number one's always been Poveglia Island in Italy.
Yeah.
That's number one, and I always go with that one. And people are like, what about in the U.S.? It's like everywhere in the U.S., but so I'll just give you a few: Poveglia Island, Dracula's Castle, Chernobyl, the Suicide Forest in Japan, and then never mind like Lep Castle, the Hellfire Club, those places, and in the U.S., Trans Allegheny is probably my number one. I want to hit Moundsville. I want to hit Mansfield.
Yeah.
Alcatraz, Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah.
And that's just ones I can think of right now. If I made a list, it'd probably be 100 places on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I just try to check off as many as I can before I kick the bucket.
Yeah.
You would really like Trans Allegheny. I like that place.
It's been on my radar forever.
That place, I tell you what, it's massive. That place just seems like it's always in business. You just sit. I mean, you don't have to take anything with you. Just no equipment. You could just sit there and listen, and the building is alive. Walking up and down. I mean, you hear voices, like people talking. It's one of the most intense places I've probably investigated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I was there, and I somehow got separated from the group. I was in the break room thing. And I was with the Columbus group, and Bethany's like, "We're on this floor, come up." And I was like, "By myself?"
Right.
But I made it there. I had to walk by the cells that they used to put people in, and I was just like, "Oh God."
Yeah, the last time I was there, it was one of the last time we got to meet up with Aaron, our Dark Alley group founder. He was the reason we were able to get into these places because he used to develop and run their websites. So we had like $40 a person we were able to get in. Because I mean that was how he was paid. He's like, just let me get in at a discount rate, and we would be able to get into these awesome places.
Nice.
But it was the last time I saw him, and I was up on the floor with some other people, and I guess they were getting ready to leave. So I ran down, like, oh no, he's still up on the fourth floor. I run up by myself to the fourth floor. I'm like looking at all these floors, like running through this place by myself. I was creeped the fuck out. I mean, you've never seen a fat man run up and down some stairs and up and down these cell blocks. I mean, or rooms. It's just, that place was a game changer. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was surprised one of them didn't try to trip me or something and watch me fall. But it was a pretty cool place. Poveglia Island, that would be amazing.
Isle of the Dolls too. That's on my list.
That place is freaky, man.
That place
I've never been there. I've just seen documentaries of it, and I'm like, nope.
I want to go everywhere. I want to experience everything, man.
Yeah.
Leave no place unturned.
Yeah, true.
That's a good way to go, man.
You're pretty lucky living up in the area that you do. I mean, you can go pretty much a couple hours each way and find some major paranormal location up there.
Yes, I mean it is good, but I've done them all enough, and I'm so bored of New England. I'm so bored. I'm spoiled, yes, but I'm bored. Like when I went out to Ohio, I was like, you guys got all the cool shit. You're probably bored of it.
Not really.
No, I still like it.
Yeah, well, I could go to
Ohio's got a lot of stuff, so there's places we haven't even been, I don't think.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of smaller, lesser known places that people are starting to go to now that I'm learning about, and Ohio, we're lucky in Ohio. Like, we can go an hour either way and find some location that's mind blowing.
Yeah.
But but places like MadCon, it's like home. Or MadCon, Madison.
Yeah.
Madison Seminary. We go up there all the time. I mean, we go there several times a year. We try to volunteer up there with Denise and the Mad Crew when we can. Doing flashlight tours and public ghost hunts and stuff like that. It's like you have that one place that you can always go to. You kind of feel like you're a part of.
Yeah.
And so it's we're lucky in Ohio. I'm never going to complain.
Right.
Yeah. Because we go to Madison 5 million times a year, but then when we get to go like travel south, eventually we'll get to Fairfield.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, you need to
soon. But it's hard to go anywhere right now.
Hours for me.
Yeah, that'd be a little much for me.
So you just need to come and stay for like 2 weeks at a time.
Well, what I usually will try to do is I'm very regimented whenever I go anywhere. I try to squeeze as much time in as I can do things. So I would do Madison and Fairfield the same weekend and just make it happen. That's how I would do it. I was talking to Adam about that when I was out there. I was like, hey, it's kind of my idea, but it was a convention going on, so I wasn't really going to get his ear, so to speak.
Right.
I'd like to do it and do an event out there, a 2-day event, and just run with it. I just don't know how 2021 is going to look like. This year looked like shit, so I can't really plan much.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, though. Like, just make sure it's worth it when you drive.
They're only 2.5 hours apart from each other, right?
Yeah, that's nothing. That's seeing the scenery.
I think it's 3.5.
3.5.
It's
2.5 hours. Like, Columbus or that place is 2.5 hours from us, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about. So when I went from Detroit down to the Monroe House, that was like 3.5 hours, and I actually left Monroe House and drove back to Detroit to get the flight home because it was like $200 less.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I just drove my ass down, turned around, drove my ass back, and that ride, I'll tell you right now, that ride sucks.
Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours for Children of the Corn. That's it.
Yeah.
and there's like no cell service, which makes no sense. We got high tension wires and corn and no cell service. I'm like, what's going on out here, man? Like,
we got the corn, but we got cell service.
America's heartland, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look at everybody telling me it is 3.5. I was wrong.
Yeah, it was about 3 for us to get there from when we were driving.
Depends
down
on
to Hawking.
Yeah, true. You could do it a lot faster.
Yep.
But it was funny because my family and we went and spent a weekend down in Hawking Hills, and it's just a really nice wooded area with a lot of cabins and stuff. Part of the national forest, and we drove down there, and my wife's like, let's take the scenic route. I'm like, okay, we'll take the scenic route. The scenic route just happened to be right by Fairfield.
Right? Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh, you mind if we make a quick pit stop? I need to stretch a little bit. You just stretch. Like, yeah, I don't care. She's like, I know where you're going. I'm like, all right. But yeah,
you're not gonna get anything past him.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see anybody who was there, so I couldn't go inside. But we got to walk around. I'll tell you what, just walking around outside, it felt weird, felt off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there were spots where flat ground, I almost fell, just tripped over my own feet because I was just like, whoa.
Right.
The energy was crazy.
So many people talk about feeling like dizzy or disoriented or something there. Like they're like off balance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt. And like first time I'm like thinking, well, maybe it's just because I've been in the car for like 3 hours driving down here. My muscle reactions kind of getting, 43 years old, being cooped up in the car for 3 hours, starting to wear on me a little bit. But no, after stretching out the muscles and walking around, I'm still feeling that like, whoa, just nuts.
I always feel lost inside of that building. I know it's a lot more confusing. The setup is way more confusing, but I still can't get used to it. I think I've been there 3 or 4 times and I still can't grasp how it's set up. Like I always feel like I'm lost there. I don't know what it is.
From what I've heard from you guys, it's kind of set up like the Scooby-Doo mansion. It's like
it's so
stairs
weird.
up this way, the hallway, stairs down here, just all over the place. Yeah.
You like open a door that you think goes to a room, and there's like a stairwell that goes upstairs. It's really weird. See, Chris got lost in it too.
Yeah.
Tina said Fairfield was a natural
kind of like that. You know, like there's a stairway down the side, and you're like, people go down there, and you're like, you're like hearing them, and you're like, what the hell? Like this is great. Then you open up the door, and there's a back staircase.
Nice.
So I saw Jennifer had a question up here about Paraunity.
Oh, I'll find it.
I know that's been a hot topic.
Yeah,
hot button
topic. That's a fun one.
Yeah. So what's your take on Paraunity? I've seen the videos.
I hate the word Paraunity. I hate it. I understand the concept behind it, but I feel like we don't need a term to just not be an asshole person.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like if you're out having fun doing it and you're supporting other people, that's textbook definition what Paraunity is, but you don't have to wear it on your chest like a badge of honor. Like just be a good person. Like the video I took a part of with a few others, like it's overused. It's gotten to be, it bothers me almost like people using the word demon way too much.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing with Paraunity. It's like, oh, what about Paraunity? It's like, what about it? It's not real. It's obviously not real. Like, I just do this for myself. I have fun. I treat everyone that does it with respect, because at the end of the day, we all look ridiculous to normal people.
Yeah, true story.
It. Running around in the dark, paying good money to run around in the dark with no electricity in the cold with flashlights trying to talk to spirits. That's ridiculous.
Right.
But so to answer your question, I don't know if we can make it any better. And it's not to say that it's bad here. There's a lot of snakes in the grass, so to speak. And I know who my core group of friends are, and that goes for across the country and the world and what have you. I just watch my own self. I do what I want to do and enjoy myself. I don't step on other people. I don't stab anyone in the back. I don't talk shit. That's what it should be. Just being a good human being. Just do unto others as you want done to you. That's the basic commandment or tenet of every religion ever created. Your parents probably taught you that, and if they didn't, that's on them. But just be a good person. That's it. That doesn't mean Paraunity. Paraunity is just a phrase used by people, I feel like, that need validation or something. I don't know. I don't know why it's become so prevalent, but I just cringe when I hear it. Yeah. And I have a lot of friends that promote it, so they're probably watching. This guy's a dickhead. I'm just being honest.
Right.
You're still my friend if you promote Paraunity. That's cool. I don't use the term. It's unnecessary.
Right. And it's not that I don't agree with what it stands for and what people say that it stands for. Mm-hmm. But that's just how I live my life. You know, I just call that life. You know, and it's not just the paranormal field. I'm just nice to everybody because that's how you're supposed to treat
unless you give me a reason, I'm gonna be good to you.
Right. Yeah. And I try to support people in everything they do, not just the paranormal part of it. So, I mean, I get it. We're not saying oh, you shouldn't do those things. You should absolutely do those things, but you don't need a hashtag for it.
You don't need to stand on a soapbox and yell it.
Right.
We all get it. And you guys know the field this is the most fickle group of people.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Mean Girls times 10. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. No, I don't think it's mine. Neighbor. This place is insane tonight. Probably Emily messing around. But yeah, no, I mean.
Oh, yeah, Dustin broke out a Roadhouse quote.
Be nice until it's time to not be nice. Yeah,
exactly.
No, I mean, I feel exactly the same way about the term. I don't know why, as a society, and I blame social media for this, that we have to label everything.
Right.
I mean, like I said, don't be a dick. Be a nice person. Do what's right. Help people if they need.
I think Paraunity came from all the drama that, like you said, the fickleness. The drama that comes in this group, and I think people just they needed a term to try to change that. But I think somebody said that it's like getting on your soapbox. It's you're preaching basically at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
And a lot of people use the phrase to try to get special favors. I'm just. just I'm going to be honest. I think when I hear that term, oh, come on, para-unity, bro. I'm like,
yeah.
Now you kind of screwed it up for yourself. I just
now you want something from me.
Yeah, you want something from me. You want a discount to whatever location I happen to be volunteering at. You want to tag along and get in for free. You're just using that as a term to get something that you want and not have to do your part to pay for it.
Which is super un-para-unity.
Right.
Yeah.
It's asinine, you know?
Yeah.
And like a good example of actual para-unity without calling it that was my Wilson Castle event. I had all these people from around the country.
I know. Oh my
God. They could come and help out. I didn't ask for help. I'm one of those people. I'd rather die under a pile of rubble than ask for help. But I have all these people like, we'll come. I'm like, if you want to, like, we want to help you and raise money. I was like, cool. Yeah. We had more guest investigators than we had paying guests, but it was the greatest time ever because everyone was there for the same cause.
Yeah.
That's what it should be about. Things like, but I didn't have to, put para-unity on a friggin' poster and tell people that's what it was. It was just good people coming together, people that I'm really close with and good friends that actually cared. And that's what we did. And that's what I did all summer. I collaborated with all kinds of people, met all kinds of people. That's what it is. It's about being normal.
Right.
Yeah.
A decent human being.
Yep.
Hashtag decent human being.
Right. There it is.
That video was amazing.
Because you could be an asshole and hide under the moniker of para-unity.
Exactly.
And a lot of them do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to make a video for that too. Amanda kept asking me to get involved. I wanted to do it, but just a bad weekend. Sorry, Amanda. Sorry, Keith. I wanted to get something together. I just couldn't get.
I was talking to Amanda. We might make another one.
Nice.
Cool. Well, let us know.
Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, let us know. We'll be. I'll be involved. I don't know about these two, but I'll do it.
Yeah, you know me. I hate positivity. Don't include me.
What's that?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
D nice would change it to D unit.
Yeah. You don't want D unit coming out.
Right.
There's nothing but trouble with that.
Nobody wants that.
There you go.
There you go. Hashtag
be a good person.
Right. Doug will be in the next one.
That's it. We will. We'll make it happen.
Man said it's all good.
Tim is
Tim
like
wrote
the
a book over here.
Yeah.
Little novella.
Yeah.
Tune in tomorrow when we get back to you guys.
Right. Everybody can read to themselves.
I know nobody's going to read it a lot. Okay.
Correct, Tim.
Yep.
I would like us to eventually find some answers. Yeah, agreed.
We all have
That's another thing too. People need to freaking start opening their minds. It just, I get so sick and tired of seeing the back and forth about how between teams or investigators about how to or how not to do shit. I mean, it's like,
right.
You got to come at this as an angle. Is it a lot of this is like 99% based on your own belief,
right?
Plain and simple. Everybody's got different beliefs, and it's just amazing if we had an open mind coming at this, working with each other, not being assholes. How much more we could learn.
Right.
I mean, maybe my shit ain't working.
It's called paranormal because there's not anything normal about it. Right. So how can anybody be an expert or, or have any business bossing other people around or telling people how to do things when this is not a straightforward 2 + 2 = 4 thing. We're all trying to figure things out. Nobody has.
There are a couple of people out there that just grind my gears every time they open their friggin' mouth. I'm like, oh, why?
Right?
Oh my God, I thought about Family Guy when you said grinding my gears.
That's where it came from.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah, there's a couple people, man, and I've made it a conscious effort. I will never name names because I'm not that person. But oh man, there's some people that just shut up and go back to your hovel. Like,
well, the paranormal's a philosophy. It's not, you know what I mean? That's why I always thought it's more of a philosophy.
Yeah.
And there's more than one way to come about a philosophy, with that.
Right.
Tina had a question from Matt. You have any opinions on or insight on on afterlife and or reincarnation? That's deep.
So that is a good question. I actually do believe in reincarnation. I feel I've lived a bunch of lives before. I know my daughter has. She's what's called an old soul. She's wise, well beyond her 10 years, and just has this thing about her. But I have this deep-seated fascination with military, and I was not in the military because honestly, I'm too puss. I wouldn't have done it. But I feel as if I was part of the military. I feel, and I'm really drawn to Revolutionary War period. I don't know if it's because I live in Massachusetts where it all went down, or if maybe I was a soldier in the Revolutionary War. But I definitely feel I've lived before, and I feel like a lot of us have. But in terms of the afterlife, I don't really know. No one knows what it is. But I lean much more towards reincarnation due to the fact that we're all just energy, and it's just a suit that we're borrowing for the time being. Mm-hmm. Energy is not going to get destroyed. It's just going to move on to something else, whether it sticks with a Ouija board or it goes somewhere else or it haunts a house. You don't know. We'll never really know. Even after we die, we're not going to know because half the ghosts we encounter probably have no clue either.
Yeah, right.
I'm a firm believer in reincarnation.
Isn't there a theory out there kind of that, like, you know, you were talking about how you wouldn't be in the military, you know, now, like, if you were in the military before, that you're like kind of learning that you don't want to be in that situation again.
Right. Like people's fears come from their previous life.
From the
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to do past life regression, Dustin. I've thought about it before, and I just want to find someone reputable because you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
I've heard some horror stories about that, about, you know, people opening up things and then all of those negative experiences stick with you.
Yeah.
And that's a little scary to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do it. I think if I had somebody reputable, like Matt mentioned. I know Michelle Belanger, a friend of ours, to the show, and she's been on several shows herself. She's somebody I trust. I know that's something that she teaches. I would like to check out one of her classes.
Yeah, I want to go to one of her classes.
Yeah, and just check that out. That's something I've always been interested in. Because I don't really feel like I know how many lives I've had. I mean, I don't think I'm like an old soul, but I don't think I'm like a new soul either. You know, I'm like kind of like in there in between.
You're middle-aged.
Yeah, I'm like, God, if I'm an old soul, I still haven't figured my shit out yet. I really, you know, I haven't learned shit yet. I mean, I've met the woman of my dreams. I have great kids. I have a good life, but there's still things inside that I can't figure out. You know what I mean? I always feel like there's something missing. But that's maybe next life. Hopefully, I still have the same awesome wife and same awesome kids in the next life.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dustin said Michelle is legit. She's a sweetheart. She's really good. She's cool.
She's so smart.
Yeah, we've had her, and she's local to us here in Ohio. She lives, you know, a stone throw away from us. So it's a nice resource to have on the show.
Another point for Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. Great people, great places.
I mean, your football team's better than ours this year, so you got that going too.
Damn straight.
My football team's 11-0. Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to beat you at the end because you're going to have all your second stringers in.
Yeah, right.
We're going to be the one that takes down the one we lose season.
Oh.
Well, I would talk a lot about, you know, beating Baltimore Wednesday, but they're what, down to like their third string right now?
Doesn't count.
Right. Throw that one out.
We beat Baltimore, and that says something, man.
That was a COVID game.
Yeah. So probably
Aaron
about that.
Doesn't believe in reincarnation just to piss me off. So.
Oh. And she wants names. She said she wants names earlier when you were talking about.
Of course she does. Of course she does. The thing is, I've talked to her in length about the reincarnation stuff because I feel like we knew each other in a previous life. Because there's no other reason that I should have met someone in Scotland, you know, at all. Right. Never mind. Right. She's half my age too, which is also bizarre. There's so many things that don't make sense, but we connect on such a weird level. We've never met. and we've been dating for almost 4 months now. Like, there's a reason for that, and it's not just because of COVID. There's something else universally deep about that. She might not believe me, but I don't give a shit. My theory.
I thought that was lovely.
Very romantic, Mr. Warner.
That's what I do.
Romance is real with this guy.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
That's awesome.
If you guys need to kick her from the chat, you can.
Oh, good. Hey, at least your significant other enjoys watching you talk about paranormal.
This is true. She's extremely supportive of me, and I do appreciate that. She knows that.
Yeah. Mine will sit in the garage sometimes. Just listen.
A lot of times,
throw out a question every once in a while.
Yeah. I could hear her every once in a while talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband every once in a while will be like, I tried to watch the show, but I couldn't do it. Like, he is not a believer at all. So he thinks everything that I do is batshit crazy. So
that's crazy too, man.
Yeah. I mean, whatever, we have our own things that we do, which at this time in our lives, we have the kids, they're little, we can't go and do things together. So it kind of works out that we each have our own things that are totally different, So like this weekend, he's in PA at a hunting cabin with his friends. And then, a couple weekends ago, I went down to Fairfield with the girls, so we have our own things, and that's fine. But it does make it a little difficult to talk about things. He'll ask how something went, and I'm like, I'm not even going to tell you because you're not going to believe anything I say anyways.
Right.
He works the door sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah. He does he'll do parking at the seminary. Yeah.
My wife is completely opposite. She believes in it to the point where she wants nothing to do with it. She just she's like, I don't want anything. She won't go with me anywhere. She won't even go like on just a tour, like a historical tour.
Yeah.
she's like, I don't want. I know it's haunted. I have my bubble. I'm fine with my bubble. You do what you do. Bring it home. Your ass is going to be outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the couple times that I've brought something weird home from an investigation, I was in trouble. I was in the doghouse for a while.
My wife's in our group, so
yeah,
no issues.
Yeah. But that's fine. Like you were saying, Denise, it gives me a chance to separate myself and do my own thing, and But I've been doing this. I mean, shit, I've been researching in some way, shape, or form since I was 18. So, it's not something that she would be able to take away from me. Yeah,
right.
43 now, so it's been a while. But
we are running out of time.
Oh shit! Yeah, we are.
So we have to make sure Matt has time to tell us everything you got going on.
I ain't got shit.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for coming. No, let me see here. December 12th, my team and I think it's only going to be Courtney and myself. Justin won't be around, but we are a part of a special 36-hour live stream for ALS research, and I'm going to blank on where that's going to be streamed at, but I will share it.
Yeah.
We have the 9 p.m. slot. Every hour there's a different paranormal person or group doing something different from a different location, so it's really
I saw that.
Yeah.
I forget for the life of me where it's going to be streamed from. But that's December 12th, so that's a week from this coming Saturday. And then I'm going to plot world domination over the winter. The end of February is my next event that I'm going to be at the Haunted Savannah Paracon down in Savannah, Georgia.
Nice.
That our co-host and my best friend Kenna Hunter is putting on. And that is going to be a blast. I can't wait to be down in Savannah away from New England weather.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good time. And then I've got a few documentaries lined up next year. I think a couple conventions are still on the table. It's just going to be a matter of what COVID allows us to do. But I know I'll be going to Scotland in a few weeks. So there's that. And if I can sneak out of quarantine, I'm going to go do some ghost hunting on the low. But we're gonna see. I'm just going to take it day by day. I ran myself near into the ground to get through our spooky season this year, just to do as much as I could. And then I told myself to take a break. So taking a little break. Now I'm doing the podcasts and having a good time and relaxing. but I don't like to relax. And every day I'm like, I need to go, son. I need to go, son.
Right.
I've got the itch so bad, but trying to listen to myself. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's what I got coming up.
That's good.
Cool.
Very
cool.
I thought I was having the itch to go, back to the seminary. I was like, I feel like I haven't been here in so long. And I went last night to go drop stuff off, and I thought that Adam was going to be there, and he was not. And so I got there and I was by myself, and I like unlocked the door and I like start unloading stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't have the itch that bad. I can't do this by myself. I gotta go.
Yeah, I got the itch bad too. Now Summit County's purple.
Yeah.
So we can't. I mean,
that's like level 4 or whatever. I don't know how you guys do it there, but
it's the highest level. I mean, it's
the highest level.
Bad.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
So obviously,
what it says.
Go to work, go to the grocery store. That's about all we're allowed to do at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
And we have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., which is ghost hunting time. So, we're really.
Ours is 9:30.
Is it?
Oh, wow. Damn. Got that whole extra half an hour.
Right.
I can just take advantage of that.
Now it's winter, so it's not like you like catch up on yard work or anything.
Nothing at all. Just try to plan out next year, and I'm focusing on getting a Patreon going, which I'm hopeful will offset the cost of travel, so that I can bring people to these places they may never get to, and get myself out there in the meantime. So that's what I'm going to work on over the winter. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. So
right,
that's
all you can do.
Yep.
We'll be watching, man. I love seeing what you're putting out there.
I appreciate it.
Tina said, Matt, live stream your first meeting with your lady.
See, I've talked to Aaron about doing that, but first of all, Aaron's definitely going to cry, and I might leak, and I don't know if I want that out there. So we'll see.
That's a little personal. Maybe like their
nonsense.
Yeah, that's a little personal moment.
We'll see. That'll be. We'll put that on Patreon. You have to pay for that.
There you go. One last question I always got to ask everybody, the really important question: what's your go-to ghost hunting snack?
Oh, thank you.
Bangs. I don't eat. I just drink.
Yeah. Wow. Just load up on the caffeine and energy.
I am the most caffeinated psychopath out there when it comes to that. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to get tired. I just crush those. I usually drink 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
At the same time?
Back to back, yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll drink 2, but it's like 1 in the morning and then 1 before ghost hunting. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So if I'm going to a place at 7, I'll drink it on the way there, and then at 9 I'll have the next one.
Wow, that's pretty close to each other.
Yeah. Sometimes a coffee in the car. I love caffeine. So
right. I'm like, right?
It's everything.
I am always caffeinated.
Gotta be.
I love caffeine.
Yeah.
All right, crypto heads. Matt, thanks for being on, man. It was a good time.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have you on again sometime.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm going to be on your show, I think, some January. I can't remember the exact date. I'll have to look back.
I don't know the date either, but I know you're going to be on it.
Yeah.
Booze with goose.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Booze and booze with goose.
Booze and booze with goose. Yeah, that'll be fun. Also this Friday, I'm going to be on Amanda Scott's and the Paranormal People podcast. So looking forward to that. We'll be on 8 to 10 tomorrow night with them. Next week on the show, we're doing like a roundtable discussion. We like to do this every once in a while with close friends, our team. This time we're going to go for some of the newer faces of RU Media. We got Brian Mersall coming from Our Paranormal podcast. There's a Kristen from Paranormal People. Kirsten. I'm sorry, Kirsten.
Mm-hmm.
And Missy from our whatever that other paranormal soapbox or whatever that show is. Sorry. But the thing is, she's part of Justin Brown's.
Right.
She's like a Justin Brown's co-host, but he's got like 3 or 4 different podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to keep track of all of them. But she'll be here, Missy Vestane, and it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
And anything else anybody want to throw out there?
You did just remind me. I'm going to be on a paranormal podcast with SRS Paranormal tomorrow night, and I don't know where it's streaming, but you'll find out when you tune in.
Awesome, man.
I'll be sharing the links. I totally forgot to mention that one. It's been a crazy ass week.
Nice.
All right.
We got our t-shirt contest ends tomorrow.
Yes, don't forget about the t-shirt contest. How many likes are we up to? Did you check?
No. Oh, almost 1,700.
Yeah, doesn't matter. We're gonna.
Yeah, I don't.
Good enough for me. We'll still pull something. So
we're up to 3 likes.
The Cryptic Paranormal Show. Up to 3 likes. Nice. We're in the teens finally. We hit it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, go to our page. Tomorrow's the last day. Get a little piece of crypto gear, and it'll be cool. So, anyways, that is it for us tonight, Crypto Heads. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Bye,
guys.
Bye. Thanks, Matt.
For coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.